I was just talking with an agent, and they were kind of complaining about how much they hated postcards and direct mail. In fact, they said of all the thousands and thousands of postcards they'd sent out, they'd never really received any leads. I mean, I guess they'd received a couple, but nothing that actually closed. And it's funny when I hear this because I actually love direct mail. I love postcards. And here I am, I'm the AI guy, right? And I do pretty much tons of Facebook and Google marketing as, without a doubt, the primary way that I generate leads for myself and for my clients. And I'm telling you that I love direct mail and I love postcards. The reason why most agents don't have success with it is because they're literally copying everyone else. And by the way, I'm Pete Mitchell. I'm the founder of AI Lead Automation. And you should check out our site, agentfollowupai.com. You might actually learn some really cool stuff there. But let me get back to this whole issue of postcards and the marketing there. See, the reason why most agents' postcards don't work is what they're sending out. They're sending out what they see everyone else doing. Think about it like this. How many times have you gotten home from a busy day at the office or from showing homes or talking to clients, and we do what everyone else does? We go to the mailbox, we grab the mail, we go inside the house, we walk over to the trash can, and it's over the trash can that we sort our mail, right? That's how we do it. It's how we've all done it. And so what happens when you get a postcard from another agent? You kind of stop and you look at it and you kind of go, oh, wow, man, look at this sucker. This one looks pretty good. And I'm going to set this one aside. I'm going to have my graphic guy kind of like emulate it. And that's the problem that most agents have. They literally copy what other agents are doing and they have no idea, no clue if it's working for the other agent. And all we're doing is looking at it and we go, wow, I really like how this looks. It looks pretty. Well, one of the things that I'm famous for telling people is that ugly works and pretty usually doesn't. Now, why is that? Well, if you think about it, every pretty thing you see that comes in the mail is usually an ad. So it's at a disadvantage. The first thing we do is we look at it and go, this is an ad, throw it in the trash. Same thing with email. If you think about email, and you get those really pretty emails with all the what we call HTML, meaning it's got pictures in it, stuff like that, we know it's from a business. It's an ad. It's someone trying to sell us. Because what does one friend send to another friend? Well, when it's email, they send black text on a white background, no images. It's just ugly, right? That's what a friend would send to another friend. And that's what we're actually looking for. Same thing is going on with postcards. When we see really pretty postcards and, oh, look at this agent right here and, oh, $52 billion in real estate sold, that must be my person. That's the person who I gotta, emulate this postcard and take what they're doing and doing it myself. The problem is it usually doesn't work because it's not solving a problem. It's sitting there trying to brand, but the problem with branding is we can't brand until someone's raised their hand and said, I have a problem that I need you to help me with. So if we're trying to brand to generate leads, no one cares about us. But when we solve someone's problem, I can't help but just really hammer that thing down. It's in all my videos. You've got to solve someone's problem with your marketing. So what works for my agents is when we send out postcards offering our different consumer guides. The 10 biggest mistakes people make when downsizing and how to avoid them. In this consumer guide, you will discover bullet point, bullet point, bullet point, bullet point. To get this consumer guide, go to this landing page or call this 24-hour free recorded message, or what I like to put a lot of times is voicemail hotline, and then in parentheses, you will not talk to an agent. Now, why do we do that? Well, we're solving someone's problem. We're saying, hey, you've got this problem in this case with downsizing. We've got the solution over here. If you'd like our solution, here's easy, non-threatening ways that you can get it. You can get it by going to a landing page. Now, why do people like that? Because they know if they go to a landing page, they don't have to talk to a salesperson. If we tell them we've got a 24-hour voicemail hotline, talk to no agent, oh, I don't have to talk to a salesperson. You see, people have this mental image that all salespeople are like that used car salesman that really annoyed you back in the day, and so we're kind of afraid to talk to salespeople. And then after they talk to you, aren't they like, oh, you're totally different. You're one of the good ones. Well, we have to get them to that place. But first, we got to get them to raise their hand so we know, hey, this is someone who's got a problem that I can help them solve. Whether it's downsizing, moving up, buying their first home, investing in real estate, selling their home while going through a divorce, all these different things. We first have to solve that problem, get them to raise their hand. Now we get to follow up with them. Now we get to do our branding. Now we get to do all that stuff that we really like to do. So the reason why our postcards work so well is because we're solving people's problems. Now, when I see agents who will like take our ideas of the postcards and they won't work, it's usually for one of two reasons. I'll start with the second one first. Second one is usually they'll say a call to action in there of call me at this number to get it. Again, just like I said, people aren't going to call you. They're afraid that they're going to be talking to a salesperson. So that's not what they're looking for. That's not helping you and your ability to solve their problem. And they're just like, I don't want to talk to this person. So the other big reason why most of the time their postcards don't work, the message on the postcard, the problem they're trying to solve, does not apply to the people that they're mailing it to. So what do I mean by that? I mean, if you sent out a postcard offering your downsizing consumer guide, which by the way, we've got one for you. Everyone who comes onto our AI lead automation platform, they get a copy of that. You can check it out at agentfollowupai.com. We've got all kinds of different consumer guides all ready to go. But the reason why that doesn't work is if I were to send that to, let's say, a rental community, well, those people aren't thinking about downsizing. They're thinking about buying their first home. So there's a message to market mismatch. We're not communicating with people in a way that's going to get them to resonate and go, that's going to solve my problem. Talking to someone about investing in real estate and they still haven't bought their first house, probably not going to resonate with them well. But if I were to go to someone in a rental community and say, hey, I've got this consumer guide, the biggest mistake that people make when buying their first home and how to avoid it, well, then that might get them to raise their hand. And now I know, hey, this is someone who's thinking about buying their first home. Let me see if I can help them. Same thing with moving up. If I'm going to offer my consumer guide on moving up, I want to make sure I'm sending it to people who are already homeowners of basically starter homes. Right? I'm not going to send that to a well-developed community that's like 5 bedrooms, 4 baths. That's probably someone who's already moved up to that home. I want to send it to the 2 and 3 bedroom communities, the sub 2,000 square foot homes for the most part. I mean, again, it depends on where you're at in the country, because those are people who are thinking about moving up. So we got to have that right message to market match. Or as I like to say, you got to first of all identify your audience. Then you think about what's the bait that if I were to stick this in front of that audience, it's going to get them to raise their hand. And then we look at what's the channel that if I were to offer this bait, is it direct mail? Is it Facebook? Is it Google? It's going to reach my ideal audience and I can offer my ideal bait that's going to get them to respond. That's what I call the ABCs of marketing: audience, bait, channel. And it always goes in that order: audience first, then the bait, then the channel. So I personally love direct mail. I have a lot of success with direct mail. My clients have a lot of success with direct mail. But the reason is we make it really easy and painless for people to respond, and we're solving a problem that they've got. So if your direct mail isn't working, it's probably, not always, but it's probably because of one of those two reasons. You're not solving someone's problem. You're sitting there talking about how great you are. And by the way, if you're thinking about buying or selling a home, call me. They're not going to. Right in the trash. Or it's because you had a great offer and you said, call me and I'll give it to you. And that's too threatening to them and they're not going to do it. So if you want to check out more about our platform, AI Lead Automation, head on over to agentfollowupai.com. Check it out. I got a great little video there. If it speaks to you, great. If it doesn't, you're going to get some great ideas that you can take and use in your business. I'll talk to you later.